There's a way to defeat your enemy without lifting a hand, without raising your voice, and without stepping into a fight. This is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is not silence, it is strength. In a world that celebrates revenge, God calls you to something higher. He calls you to a quiet kind of power, a power that destroys the enemy not by matching their evil, but by overwhelming it with good. Let's start here. Proverbs 16 verse 32 says, "He who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city." That means the real warrior isn't the one who wins the fight, but the one who refuses to be pulled into one. The strongest person is not the one who wins arguments, but the one who refuses to be ruled by emotion. You don't win by shouting louder. You win by standing still and letting God speak through your peace. You see, when your enemy hates you and you don't respond in hate, they begin to lose power. When they gossip about you and you remain silent, you rise. When they plan your downfall and you still walk in love, you leave them confused. This is how you destroy an enemy without fighting them. Romans 12 verse 20 says, "If your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him drink. For in doing so you will heap burning coals on his head." That doesn't mean harm them. It means your kindness will stir their conscience. It will awaken guilt. It will force them to confront the darkness in themselves, not because you punish them, but because you refuse to act like them. Do you know what happens when someone expects war but receives peace? It breaks something inside them. It removes the fuel from their fire. You disarm them, not by taking their weapons, but by refusing to carry your own. Now let's look at Jesus. He had enemies. The religious leaders hated him. They mocked him, lied about him. They plotted his death. Yet when he was arrested, he didn't resist. When he was questioned, he answered with truth. And when he was nailed to a cross, his words were not curses, but forgiveness. Luke 23 verse 34. "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." That one sentence destroyed the enemy's plan more than any weapon could. They wanted a reaction. They wanted Jesus to fight, but he responded with love, and it broke their strategy. That's how you destroy your enemy without fighting them. You confuse their expectations. They want to see you fall apart, but you remain composed. They want to steal your peace, but you respond with prayer. They want to damage your name, but your integrity speaks louder than their lies. This kind of response isn't natural, it's spiritual. It takes humility. It takes patience. It takes faith to believe that God will handle what you refuse to fight. Romans 12 verse 19 says, "Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath, for it is written, 'It is mine to avenge, I will repay,' says the Lord." When you fight back, you become like your enemy. But when you step back, you allow God to fight for you. And God never loses battles. You see, real warfare is not fought with fists, it's fought in the spirit. When people lie about you, pray. When they mock you, bless them. When they try to trap you, walk away with dignity. Because the higher you go in life, the less you respond to noise. Eagles don't chase flies. Lions don't argue with barking dogs. You are too valuable to respond to every insult. You are too focused to answer every attack. Sometimes, the way you win is by letting them wonder why they couldn't break you. Let me ask you, who is the person in your life trying to destroy your peace? A coworker? A neighbor? A family member? Someone online? Ask yourself, what do they truly want? They want access to your emotions. They want you to become as bitter, as loud, as angry as they are. But if you don't give them your energy, they lose. You don't defeat your enemy by returning their evil. You defeat them by rising above it. 1 Peter 3 verse 9 says, "Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult. On the contrary, repay evil with blessing, because to this you were called so that you may inherit a blessing." Did you hear that? When you choose peace, you inherit a blessing. When you choose kindness, you preserve your destiny. Some battles are a trap. If you fight them, you get pulled down. But if you walk away, you keep your crown. The truth is, people can't destroy you unless you allow them into your mind. Bitterness is an open door. Unforgiveness is a chain. Revenge is poison dressed like justice. But forgiveness is freedom. Forgiveness is power. Forgiveness is your way out. And that's why you forgive, not for them, but for you. You forgive because your future is too big to stay chained to small people and petty battles. Jesus didn't call you to be weak. He called you to be wise. He didn't say run from your enemies. He said love them, because love is stronger than hate. Peace is louder than anger, and silence is more powerful than screaming. This is how you destroy your enemy without fighting them. You pray when they attack. You walk away when they provoke. You stay calm when they expect you to explode. You act with grace when they act with hate. They lose, not because you defeated them, but because you refuse to become like them. Let the world fight. Let them argue. Let them seek revenge. But you, child of God, are called higher. So next time your enemy appears, don't fight. Don't explain. Don't stoop down. Just keep walking, because God will fight for you. And when God fights, He doesn't just protect you, He promotes you. If this message spoke to your spirit, let it settle in your heart. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. And always remember, you don't have to fight every enemy. Some enemies are destroyed by your peace, your patience, and your refusal to become like them.